Welcome to Torqueconomics weekly automotive update leading up to the 27th of April 2025. Let's dive right into our releases and discontinuations monitor. A senior VP at Nissan North America indicated the next generation of GTR will likely be hybrid and releasing in 3 to 5 years. Additionally, the same person revealed discussions that the next generation of NSX and GTR may share the same platform. The architecture, from my understanding, may build on top of the last NSX, which had a dual motor setup for the two front wheels individually. Porsche was seen testing its next generation of the 911 Turbo S this week. The car is lightning quick, with an additional 54 horsepower electric motor added on top of the brand's signature Turbo Flat 6, producing a combined power output expected to be in the range of 700. Porsche is also releasing a limited production of a run of 70s inspired GTS models called the Spirit 70. Personally, I am not a huge fan, especially with a price tag of more than $240,000. American startup Slate Auto has unveiled its SUV truck platform this week to the applause of many. I say platform as the vehicle is incredibly customizable. Both SUV and truck bed versions are available just with a swap of a rear body panel. The base vehicle starts at $20,000, which is incredibly cheap in modern day America, although significant cost sacrifices have been made, with the example of manual rolling windows being a notable one. The new Lexus ES has also been unveiled this week. It comes with both hybrid and fully electric versions. The car is quite a bit taller due to the addition of batteries. The interior is a significant departure from the older generation. Large flat touchscreens have taken up most of the real estate in the front console panel. Along with the interior lighting Mercedes is commonly known for, the Vision V is a concept set to be put in production in 2026. The electric van is focused on the back cabin, set with Xbox as well as two large lounge seats that is able to be turned into mini beds of sorts. The 2026 OptiqV was teased this week. It will be the second electric vehicle on the Cadillac to get the V treatment. The teased images adds additional exterior lighting as well as carbon fiber panels to the base vehicle, as shown on the bottom left. A power bump is expected from this performance-focused version as well. The China Auto Show held in Shanghai this week saw various concepts and production-ready vehicles by brands such as Huawei, BYD, and Chery. Most of the models are dedicated to the domestic market at this stage. We'll take a look at a few highlights now. Audi's electric sub-brand called Audi All Caps is releasing the E5 dedicated to the Chinese market. This is a move to compete against Chinese startups, as traditional Audi has experienced a sharp decline in the past decade. The vehicle opts for an almost SUV-like silhouette and delivers 478 miles in one charge. Pop-up headlights might be able to make a return, as the minimalist design of the MG CyberX may be able to have a crack at modern pedestrian safety standards. The concept car shares a similar design language as the Land Rover Defender otherwise. Chery is entering the SUV segment with a sub-brand called Jetour. Like BYD counterparts, these cars are able to float for a short duration in water. They also come with a petrol range extender function, which is a feature that is mostly popular only in China compared to the normal plug-in hybrid in the rest of the world. Now we move on to headlines of the week. We start with Motorsport again. Ralf Schumacher suggested Hamilton to retire at the end of the season if he does not improve. Hamilton has stated he will continue to improve despite a rough start to the season, lagging significantly behind his teammate Charles Leclerc. Hyundai's Genesis brand is investing into motorsports with a new engine for the FIA World Endurance Championship. I am surprised Honda is branding their motorsport team under their luxury sub-brand Genesis. Moving on to some innovations. Mercedes announced a new electric steer-by-wire system this week with a computerized linkage. It enables a small turning angle for the steering wheel and therefore allows the brand to also use a yoke-style steering wheel rather than the standard circle. The other two brands to implement such a type of steering wheel so far are Toyota and Tesla, the latter of which has not been well received as they maintain a large turning angle, making the wheel awkward to use. Renault has demonstrated interior trims made out of pineapple in an attempt to reduce emissions. Although only utilized in non-production models so far, the development falls in line with the EU's desire to ensure vehicles are biodegradable after their useful life. We look at more tariff news this week. The Trump administration appears to be softening its stance on tariffs as a whole, given the negative market reaction received so far. For automotives in particular, the industry is already largely exempt from the country-based reciprocal tariffs, but rather subjected to a blank 25% tariff. Now this week, There are talks of tariffs being alleviated for cars built in Canada and Mexico, as well as for American car brands. Most car companies reacted positively to these conversations despite no policies enacted yet. Reactionary decisions have continued throughout car companies. Ford has halted shipment of vehicles towards China, whilst GM has decided to increase production to its Ohio facility for transmissions. Nissan is holding on to existing prices for now, but announced it will increase prices by June if tariffs are not removed. The company has experienced record losses of over $5 billion according to earning results this week. The large part of this is due to write-downs. Tariffs have not helped neither. Nissan is in dire straits overall and desperately looking for a merger opportunity. The company is looking to develop 2 new crossover models based on electric platforms. The supply chain navigation for these new models will also be shaped by the tariff situation. Now of Tesla. This week, the company settled a wrongful death lawsuit in relation to an incident in Ohio. The company has denied wrongdoings and blamed the driver error for alleged sudden acceleration a Model Y experienced. Musk has removed himself from the White House as his position there has impacted the public perception of the Tesla brand. The company has received widespread hatred due to politics, resulting in a sharp decline in sales. The seriousness of the situation is probably best exemplified by an executive's decision to cancel a trip to Rome as a result of security concerns at Tesla. Looking at news coming from China. Fears of supply chain struggles have intensified with the Chinese export restrictions for rare earth minerals. These types of minerals are used in magnets that are crucial to electric vehicles. Western supplies are expected to last between 3 and 6 months. China currently dominates the refinery of these minerals. The export restriction has been put in place after Trump's trade war earlier in the month. Saudi Aramco, the world's largest crude oil company, has partnered with BYD to combine research efforts in clean energy. This is in line with the wider investment from the Saudi government into diversifying away from the oil business. CATL, China's largest EV battery producer, announced a breakthrough which would see a minute charge give 320 miles of range. This technology will leave minimal margins for Western manufacturers, given the pricing power of CATL in this space, as it is so much ahead of Western counterparts right now. In addition, US House is urging banks to withdraw from CATL's listing to protect national interest, although CATL is currently the battery maker for Tesla. The Chinese arm of VW has explored the idea of launching up to 30 new vehicles by 2027. As VW has been doing poorly in the region, people are speculating it is throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. Although VW aren't the only ones mass launching new vehicles. Ram is planning up to 25 products in the next 2 years as well. Variation based on the same platform are expected to make up a large portion of this number. In other news, European Central Right Party is calling for the delay of the 2035 green car targets given current supply chain constraints. We finish off with a couple headlines from ride-sharing companies. The FTC is taking on Uber for deceptive practices regarding billing cancellation. The outcome will take a while. Lyft is consolidating again with the purchase of a European taxi app called Free Now. The price tag is about 175 million euros. Moving into the They Just Cannot Make It Right section, there weren't any notable recalls to highlight this week. Now, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and please look forward to weekly videos on an ongoing basis. On that bombshell, goodbye.